Alright, hello everyone, this is Rich, and I'm here for, I believe, my day 28 for Mr. Rich's worst movies that I own. And today, we're looking at a movie done by David Westcavage, his first film, and it's called Suburban Sasquatch. Boy, is this fucking god-awful. I found the trailer to this movie on YouTube and a couple other clips. Holy shit, is this bad. Give you the rundown here. As I said, directed by David Westcavage. This is his first movie. Made in 2004. And if you saw some of the CGI in this movie, you'd be like, wow, this is made in 2004. Has a 3.0 on IMDb. If you want to buy this on Amazon, just the movie itself, it's $6.99, and it's also part of a 50-pack of the Decrepid Crypt Nightmare 50-pack, and I believe that's around $20. I forget. So, what's this terrible movie about? Well, it's about an hour and 40 minutes long, let's just say that. That's the first sign of a bad movie. Any movie about Sasquatch just shouldn't be going around, shouldn't pass an hour and 25 minutes. I don't even think the best Sasquatch movie ever, which is Harry and Henderson's, goes past an hour and like 20 minutes. I mean, there's only so much you can do with the fucking Sasquatch. So the story essentially is, there's a Sasquatch that's terrorizing this Pennsylvania town, state I live in, or suburbia, more to say. And there's always murders happening. The cops are kind of hush it up, but then this, on the beat newspaper man is trying to get the story. They're all trying to hush it up. Eventually, he finds this girl, this Indian, who is a Mexican or someone who's Latin, because her last name's Sanchez. She's non-Indian at all. So with where am I going with that? So with that, she finds the Indian, and the Indian has to battle the Sasquatch throughout the entire movie. And with that, the Sasquatch is killing many people, including people in an SUV, a vigilante group that goes and tries to kill him, that the cops hire. He terrorizes the cops themselves. And what else? And just random shit. This movie's, let's just say, I wrote on here, the CGI. The CGI, my friends. Holy shit. There's a whole scene. This is Moronic Mark has this on his site about this one. He does a whole review on it, but there's a scene in this movie, that he picks up the police car, right? So how do they do this in a CGI effect? I'm guessing they just take a picture of it, and they have it so that it's like a green screen effect where he lifts up the car, but like the way they do it is they just took a picture of the car and they kind of moved it so it's angled weirdly, so it looks like when he throws it, it's like he's throwing the car, but it's just done so fucking terrible. There's a whole other scene where the Indian woman, the Indian hunter, is the Sasquatch is gonna throw a log at her, and she throws two like throwing axes at the damn thing, and it hits like the CGI fucking log, and the log's terrible. Oh my god, it's so bad. And there's a whole thing where fucking the hunter woman is always shooting this Sasquatch in the shoulders, no matter what it is. She shoots him in the shoulder with an arrow. The arrow automatically disappears, and he squirts out about a gallon of blood. I mean, they do that about 9 times during the movie. Then eventually you figure out you have to shoot him in the fucking heart to kill him. With that, every death scene, every death scene has this arm that's in there, or a foot that gets ripped off, or an arm. And then the Sasquatch eats it, like, or pretends to eat it. Because it's like a teeth mask, so he only could go, like, Arr, arr, arr. Oh, this movie fucking sucks. What else? Well, this movie got to a point where it was so bad that I started riffing on it. Like, and I had this whole thing about if Tommy Wiseau was in this movie, the guy from The Room, and he'd be like, "Oh, hi, Bigfoot, how are you? Oh, you see you eating Lisa. You know I love her. She's so tasty." Oh. And I just can't believe that this movie is an hour and 40 minutes long. That's the one thing that really got me. What else can I say about this movie? They kind of... what was this one thing I put in here? Oh, more than half the cast is David Westcavich's family in some way. His mom plays the news reporter's grandmother in the movie. She also sings the end credit theme. David himself plays I believe a fisherman. I believe he's the fisherman that his other friend dies, right? And then the Sasquatch throws his severed arm at David Westcavich as a fisherman, and he gets knocked out and thrown into a lake. I believe that's him. I'm not entirely sure about that, though. Either he's the one that gets his arm ripped off, or he's the one that gets the arm thrown at him. I'm not really sure. And from what I understand, at least from his IMDb, almost a lot of people that are in this movie, like Juan Fernandez and Bill Ushler, possibly Dave Weldon too, are in a lot of his movies. Like, this is his first movie, as I said, but like in his last movie, like I think it's like Zombie something. They're in this movie, that movie too. Like, he just keeps on using the same cast, and I don't know if that's just because he's used to them or what. I don't know. And the Sasquatch, I don't know if I mentioned this. The Sasquatch is a guy in a fucking monkey suit. The Sasquatch is Monkey Suit Man. It's a monkey suit with like a werewolf face and like almost like Crimson Ghost type claws that they painted black. I mean, and like literally the feet, in my opinion, the feet look like those slippers from like the 80s that were like, you know, like the bare feet that you'd wear. They look like that. I mean, I don't know what else to say about this movie. Do not see this movie. You could check out the trailer, but this movie's definitely not worth $6.99, as I saw on Amazon. I bought mine for 50 cents on Amazon like months ago, and I think I had to pay $2 in shipping. So, I mean, I think I paid at least $2 more than I should have for this movie. It's really bad. It's really long. There is no Indian woman in here. The CGI is terrible. The blood effects are crappy at best. The special effects, I mean, even on a shoestring budget, you could at least try. They just took a bunch of props from a Halloween shop that they got for real cheap and just did them the worst way possible. I mean, I've seen some of the movies that Hack Movies done, and they're really good. I mean, they really like look at their shit and see what they have to do. Where David Westcavich, I don't know what he did or what film books he was looking in or what school he went in for filmmaking. At least the special effects wise, he didn't have a good team with that. And the fact that David Westcavich created the monster suit and almost everything in this movie, screenplay, the story, the direction, everything, shows that this guy, at least in his first film, did not know anything about movies. And he didn't even read a book on movies, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what he did. That's what it seems like to me. Like I just don't know. It just didn't try. One last thing before I gotta get going. The cops in here are fucking terrible. They are wearing, they're not wearing badges. They're wearing valet hats, or like, no, the chauffeur hats. And they carry their guns in their pocket. At least one of them does, at least. And their flashlights change continuity-wise at least 4 or 5 times. There's a lot of day for night shots and night for day. A lot of shit that just doesn't make sense. That's all I gotta say about this movie. This is Mr. Rich for Mr. Rich's Worst Movies That I Own. I believe day 28. Alright, see you later, guys.